from handmade.es, and in this tutorial I'm gonna show you how you can create a mockup like this one, animated in a GIF form. So this is gonna be very useful for you when you want to showcase your designs, to post them in social media, or even use them in your portfolio like I do. We're gonna be working with Photoshop to create this animation, and you will see that once you understand how it works, you will find it super easy and you will want to create more and more. So let's start. The first thing you need to do is to have your design of your website all in one image. So to do it, you have two options. You can either go to your original design and just save it as a JPG or PNG, or you can go directly to the website you have created and take a screenshot from it. So I'm gonna show you how I take screenshots in a vertical way so that it appears everything from the website, not only what you see on the screen. To do it, I'm using an extension that you can install to Chrome, and the name of this extension is Full Page Screen Capture. So you can go to Google and simply type Full Page Screen Capture extension and search, and you will find the direct link to install it. So you will see a screen like this one, and here a button to install it to your Chrome, and I already have it, and that's why I have the icon already up here. So once you already install it, you don't need to repeat this step anymore. You simply go to here, and I'm gonna show you how you can use it. So I'm gonna be taking a screenshot of this website that I just designed for Erin Summer, and I want to upload it to my portfolio because it's already coded and ready to publish. So all I need to do is open the website, wait until it's fully loaded, and I'm gonna recommend you to turn off any bars and pop-ups notifications because this would make your screenshot not look good. So if you have a cookie banner like this one, simply take it out. And now that everything is clean, we simply click here and we wait until it takes all the screenshots for us. And it will automatically open a new window with the image. So once you have it here, you can download it as a PDF or as an image. I recommend you to use the PNG, because then we can move to Photoshop directly and start editing the animation. I'm gonna click here and it will automatically download in my downloads folder. Now that we have our screenshot saved as a PNG, the next step is to find an image where we can put it inside. So we need a laptop or a computer. I usually use my own photos, and you can do so too. But for the purpose of this tutorial, I'm gonna be using an image for Freepik. So all you need to do is go to their website and select the option Photos and search for something like laptop. And I found this one here, which I really like. So all you need to do is open it, press download, and you will have it as I do. And now we are ready to move to Photoshop. So let's open the image we just downloaded. We can simply drag it to Photoshop, and we are gonna directly drag here in the same file our screenshot. So we have it here. It appears by default with the same height as our canvas, but we want to scale it a little bit down. So all you need to do is press Shift and make it a little bit smaller so it keeps our proportion, and we want it to be a little bit smaller than the laptop so we can keep this border on the sides, which a Mac laptop usually has. So we're gonna press Intro, and we're gonna go to the Layers panel. You can find it under Window, Layers, and we are gonna press this eye to hide the layer, because now we want to select the area that it's gonna be showing the website. Some images, they already have the screen showing, and this is gonna be very helpful to know where is this black border, but other images like this one, it's not. So if you take your own photo I usually do this. I simply take it with the screen opened. Like this, I directly can select the area outside the screen. But in this case, what we are gonna do is draw this area, imagining where is it. So we will press this layer, the background layer. We will go to the lasso tool. If you cannot find it, simply press a little bit and you will find it under the options. And we are gonna do a little bit of zoom so that we can see. So I'm gonna go ahead and press first time, then down here, and simply draw a rectangle, which will be the area where the screen will display. Now that we have it as a selection, we're gonna come back to our first layer. We're gonna press the eye again, and having this selection selected, we're gonna press this option, which will make a mask. And now that we have the mask, as you can see, all what we see is what's inside this selection. So we need to turn off this lock. Like this, we can edit independently the inside of the mask and the mask. So we want to move the design, and we want to press here. It's very important you press the layer, not the mask, and simply drag so that we show the beginning of the website. And now that we have the first frame of our animation, we are ready to create the rest. So to do it, we're gonna go to Window and open the panel Timeline. It's gonna appear down here, and the first thing we need to do is press this button that says Create Frame Animation. And it's gonna create the first frame. So this first frame, it's totally editable. You can still move it around and you will see how automatically it shows down here. So once you have your first frame, you're gonna come down here to this little arrow and you're gonna press Create New Frame, which will be the last frame of our animation. We will come back to this layer. We will drag it all the way down until we see the footer of our website. And now if we click between the frames, we see the difference. Now what I wanted to do is pressing Shift. You want to select both the frames, and then you want to select this option from here, which it's gonna be creating the animation in between. It's gonna be adding frames in between the first and the last one. So in this pop-up, you want to be this in the selection option, and you want to tell him how many frames you want to add. So keep in mind that the more frames you add, the smoother it will be your animation, and the less frames you have, the harder it will be the break between frame and frame. So I don't recommend you to put a lot because then your files will be so heavy. But try, and you can always come back and check what can happen if you put less or more. I'm gonna start with 25 and press OK. And what we have here are all the new frames in between the first and the last one. So if we press the play button, we can see how it looks. And as you can see, it looks pretty awesome. So if you want this to be a GIF, think that the GIF is always playing, so it's never gonna stop. And what's gonna happen is that when it arrives to the end of this frame, it's gonna be a hard break because it will directly go to the first one and you will see it a little bit weird. So what I recommend you to do if you're thinking on creating a GIF, it's to repeat all these frames the way down, so inverting this animation. And how can we do this? We can do it manually, but it would take a lot of time, so there is a good trick to do this. What we're gonna do is select the last frame, come back to our arrow, and press the option copy frame. And now, having the last one selected, we're gonna press again the arrow and select paste frame. It's gonna ask where do we want to paste it, so we will say paste after the selection, like this will be at the end. We press OK, and now we have two frames looking the same. So we have this frame, then the last frame, and then the last frame repeated. And now we're gonna do the same with the first frame. So we're gonna come to the first one, we select it, we come to the arrows, we copy the frame, we come again to the end and we press again the last frame, which is the one we just pasted, and we are gonna come here again and paste the frame. After the selection as we did, press OK. So as a recap, you see we have this frame, we have this frame, we have the last frame, we have it repeated, and then we have the first frame. And now guess what are we gonna do? We're gonna repeat the same we did at the beginning. We were gonna select the last two frames and tweak them in between. So we're gonna create the same amount of frames in between them. So if we select them both and we press again the option, we want to add the same number of frames. This is very important. So if you press 25 as me, just keep it and then press OK. And we have here our new frames created. And now if we press play, you will see how it goes down. And then when it arrives to the bottom, it comes up again. So now we have a perfect loop animation that is ready to export as a GIF. So how can we do this? We have again two options. You can export it as a GIF, but keep in mind that Photoshop is gonna reduce a lot the colors of your image. Or you can either export it as a movie and upload it to social media or wherever you want. And in case you want to convert it to GIF, you can always use a GIF converter from any website online that converts from MP4 to GIF. So I'm going to show you this second option. All we have to do is go to File, Export, Render Video. We can add here the name we want. And we can select which folder you want to save it. I'm gonna save it in the same one. And I'm gonna put this down to 25 frames per second and press render. Now it's exporting my video. It's gonna take a while. And now that it's done, I'm gonna come to my folder and you can see it here saved. So now let's see the second option, how we can save it directly as a GIF from Photoshop. The first thing I recommend you to do is to change the size of your image. So you have to reduce it going by image, image size, and make it much smaller. Like this, you are sure it's gonna render well and it's not gonna give you problems of sizing or width. And now we can go to the File, Save for Web. It's gonna open this pop-up window and you want to select from here GIF. So we're gonna change to Optimize View. And as you can see, it's really changing the image because GIFs have a maximum of 256 colors and it's not taking the ones we want. For instance, inside the website design there is a blue background that it's not showing and I really don't want it to export like this. So depending on each image you will need to change some things or others, and I cannot tell you which one it's gonna work exactly in your case, but keep moving them until you see it the closer you can to your original design. So here I have one that I like. I'm happy with it. You can preview it by clicking here in the play and see how it looks. And the most important part is that you select forever here in looping options. You want it to be repeating forever. If you have it at once, you're gonna have your animation from beginning to the end, but it's not gonna be repeating forever, so it's not gonna be a loop. Now you want to click save and save it with your name. I'm gonna be using the same name. I'm gonna put here GIF. And there we go. And here in my folder, you can see my animated GIF, which is looping forever. Now finally, before finishing this tutorial, there are two more things I want to tell you. The first one is to always remember to save your file as a PSD so that you can keep your layers and you can edit it at any time you want. And the second thing is, if you see that your movie is moving too fast, like for instance this one I exported, which is moving very quickly, all you have to do is change the time of each frame. So we're gonna select them all together, pressing Shift between the first and the last one. And once we have them all selected, under here where it says 0 seconds, you want to open it and select another option. I recommend you to not go with 1 second or 2 seconds because then it will look very weird, but maybe 0.1 or 0.2, it's the best in this case. So I'm selecting 0.1, you can see it's applying to all my frames at the same time. And now we can preview it and see how it takes longer the movie to load from frame to frame. Okay, so that's all you need to know to create your own animations, and I hope you had fun with this tutorial. Let us know in the comments how you find it and how are you gonna be using it.